Hi, everybody. Hey, Daniel. Thank you for coming early. How's everybody doing? This is Melissa, your free range psychic. This is my 11th live. Hey, good stuff. And yeah, today I want to talk about what happened yesterday and what my guides want you to know. And I have an oracle card for us today. So I'll wait for more people to come. But even so, I mean, people catch this on the replay. So I'll start in a few minutes with, oh, hey, Bonita. Good morning. With stuff that the topics. So I'm glad people survived. Yesterday was kind of uh, surreal. Hey, Gail. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I'd like to know what people felt yesterday, and especially the energy. Hey, Bernie. Oh, you're welcome. Hey, Arlene. Thank you for coming. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. Hey, Mel. Hey, Mimi. Oh, I'm glad people are here. Hey, Bernie. So I had some thoughts because it's just my orientation or, what I notice because I pick up energy and I think a lot of empaths pick up energy. I mean, all empaths pick up energy. That's what empaths are. Yeah, Daniel, so you're disappointed. Tell me exactly why. I mean, I think we're all disappointed, but why are you disappointed? Hey, Ethne, Stephanie from Maryland. Yeah, Gail, I feel that way too. Hey, Linda. Hey, Prayer Warrior. Ooh, it's cold in Texas. It's really cold here in southeastern Michigan. Uh, hey, Carol, still keeping the faith. I had some ideas. Well, I have several ideas on different, I don't know how to say different perspectives, different planes or something about like what was happening. So yeah, Daniel, I thought so too. But okay, I'll start on the kind of physical. I kind of started putting the dots together. I don't know, this is just pure speculation, but it occurred to me that why did everybody, Hakeem Jeffries and Raskin and especially uh, President Biden and Kamala Harris just seem to capitulate um, yesterday, like what was going on? And I don't know. I'd be interested what you think about this. Uh, but think back to when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden came back from their vacations to meet at the White House. And then soon after that, there were extra barricades being put up around the Capitol and extra fortifications. Do you, I mean, you probably recall that, but I just want to bring your attention to that. Yeah. So then what the next thing that I remember was that, they located the farm with all the bombs and the rest of those people. I wondered if could it have been, and it makes me sick to say this, and it's just I talk to my psychics about it. I'm just a psychic. This is entertainment purposes only. I don't know anything. But what if there had been such grave threats to the capital, to the life of the uh, various, politicians, or maybe all of them? Maybe there was a threat that there was a bomb. They were going to be like not just a bomb, that there were bombs planted everywhere. There was some kind of um, yeah, some kind of life or death situation, and they were basically like with a gun to your head. The Democrats were told, you have to go through with this. If you don't go through with this, we are going to blow this place up, and you don't have time to find out where we planted everything. And if you think about the characters involved, like Flynn and uh, Bannon and um, Trump. And I mean, these people, the insurrectionists, why wouldn't they do that? It's on the 6th of January. It's on the anniversary of the last insurrection. Maybe they were planning, should the uh, Democrats have come out, or Biden, Harris, and started talking about the stolen election and not certifying uh, Trump, that they would blow the place up and there would be death. I wonder, what do you think about that? Hey, Lisa. Hey, Carolyn. Does that make sense? That there could have been some major threat and they were forced to certify that election, even though, is it true? I'm not sure whether it's true or just people pointing this out and it's not true or it's old information, that there were 14 states that had not certified their states' votes. And they all said the same thing. Hakeem Jeffries and uh, Kamala Harris and Biden. We had a free and fair election. We're Democrats. So we're going to do the right thing. Maybe they were forced to say that. Are there any other psychics out there who maybe can ask their guides that maybe that was going on? That there could have been. Oh, the Smith report is being blocked by Canada. I'm not surprised. But on the other hand, maybe on the other end of things, me being forever hopeful. I heard an astrologer say that they're forever hopeful because their moon is in Sagittarius. Well, my moon is in Sagittarius, so that makes me an optimist no matter what. And that maybe on the other end, they took care of the threat, and now they're going to come in and uh, tell the truth about what happened. Yeah, yeah, Linda, I thought that too. Maybe Putin put a nuclear threat in place. Um, yeah, but yeah, absolutely. I just thought it was just strange if you like follow those events. Like, why were there extra fortifications put around the Capitol when we're not the insurrectionists? It wasn't Harris that we people perceive was going to um, get certified by the electors. Like, why did they do that? And there had to have been a serious reason for them to come back from their vacations and immediately set that up, and then finding the bomb farm. I think there's a connection, and I think I'm not sure on the other end. Like, I braced myself from uh, for an inauguration with Trump. It's not anything I still see, but if it happens, what are you going to do? We have to uh, you know deal with it. And a lot of people talk about leaving the country, but this attack, it's not just the USA, it's the whole world that is under threat from this global fascism. And even Canada is really kind of influenced by MAGA. So you could move to Canada, but what if they also have a similar type Trump running that country? So I will ask my guides about all this. They still give me hope. I don't get. I always tease myself and call myself, "Oh, ye of little faith," because I'm always doubting. But then the guides, show me differently. Um, so you're saying, is it Marthy 33? Trump will not be inaugurated. NATO will announce election interference for USA before we announce it ourselves. I hope so. I hope so. I just don't see Biden or Harris being people who would just stop fighting for us, especially if they knew there was interference and that we were under threat, and all the things that Trump will undo or try to undo when Biden's gone. But the thing I wanted to address, yeah, I agree, Bernie. Oh God. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Lola Bell. Thank you. Yeah. hopeful but skeptical. That is absolutely me. The other thing I wanted to address is the energy of yesterday. And it felt to me the same as the energy of the day of the election. I felt so sick. Oh, he threw cats. I felt so sick that day, and everybody I talked to um, who felt sick that day. And my guide showed me, and I think I addressed it. I know I addressed this in other videos. Is that we were being gaslit and like Putin has like on a spiritual level, he actually has witches and shamans and remote viewers and a whole cadre of very dangerous, I think, and dark black magicians or satanic, whatever you want to call them, that are actually and not just that using. They're also using like on a like a psyops level, using uh, subliminal brainwashing and conditioning and memes to. Oh yeah, to it's like they're casting a spell on us. It's palpable, and it's fear, and it's feeling powerless, and like this is inevitable, and it's larger than us, and there's nothing we can do about it. And it's this feeling that I asked my guides about it this time, and they said, yeah, it's the same thing. They are directing these negative really toxic energies to us in all different ways, spiritually and also psychologically. And why would we put it past Putin because to do that? Putin, KGB, they've been doing this for years. They've been working with the paranormal and all kinds of things to fight this Cold War. And I yes, and they are very much inspired by Rasputin. Linda, thank you. So uh, I just bring that to people's attention because that is something we can do something about. Whatever is happening, we can address this on a spiritual plane, if only to protect our own energy, and uh, cleanse our energy field of any toxicity or negativity, connect with our higher selves and our guides, and come, rise to the light and not be cut off from our higher selves because of this gaslighting, literally like mustard gas that's been thrown at us. And I just wanted to bring that to people's attention because this is what I feel has been happening. And if there's anybody out there, any good witches, positive spell workers, people who cleanse the astral field or whatever you do it. This is the time to fight back, be spiritual warriors on that plane, because we are being attacked on that level. I'm 150% sure of that, because that feeling is so different. Those days, and it was around the fifth too, and around yesterday. It was this horrible feeling, but it's a collective experience, and that doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Yeah, we don't like what's happening, but to feel that way, that's a psychic attack. Um, Yeah, Daniel, I think I've been trying to do that too. You do what needs to be done, and you stay grounded. Um, why I keep asking myself, this ugly stuff has been going on for years. Why did we let things go by when we had a chance? I think there's always been this fight going on, but I think a big part of that has been the takeover of our media. That's kind of kept us in. I've used this analogy before. Frogs in water that, or lobsters in water that you uh, kill by just slowly increasing the temperature. So when it's happening, a lot of times you're like, is that just me? Or you just, is this weird? Is my imagination? You just turn something off. But I think collectively, the media having been taken over by Russia and the, tech bros, and that has been a big part of it. Our narrative has been like um, uh, taken from us, and then taken over and taken control of. So we used to trust the media. At least, we thought we could, some channels anyway, and we can't trust any of them anymore. So when we don't have a collective media or that is reflecting at least some of the truth, and now it's taken over by like Pravda. That's toxic, and that has caused a problem for us to act collectively uh, and be aware of what's going on. Oh, let's see. We can clear our energy. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say that in prayer. Thank you. I call forth divine light to clear my energy field of anything and everything that needs to be cleared. Thank you. And Martha 33, and that needs to be said every day, or more than once a day right now, because that if we um are clear in our reality and we expel the negativity, and not just expel it but to send it back. That's what my guide showed me, like sevenfold to the sender. So whatever the intent was they experience, that also weakens them. And whatever happens in the future, and even if, God forbid, I still don't see it, but if Trump was inaugurated, we can still work spiritually. We can still work on that field, because that's where it's all coming down to, is this battle between good and evil, dark and light. Hey, Linda. See, I looked at my county, Oakland, and couldn't believe how many people that I registered to vote and didn't. Do you think that maybe their votes just didn't show up, like they voted and the votes disappeared, the way they have for a lot of us? Um, Love's Peace. I'm getting so doubtful sometimes about like predicting anything right now, because things seem to change. But I ask my guides if a lot of the psychics have been just re-examining, because we all saw Kamala, and I still see her being inaugurated with Tim Walz. But and part of that is because they really did win. The guides are showing us just directly, yeah, they were the winners, and we maybe didn't ask about other things. But I will ask about that. But I guess what I was trying to say is emotionality. I am not somebody who's detached when these big things happen. I can be detached about when I'm doing readings for other people. But if something like this is going on, then I'm thinking about and picking up on what everybody's feeling, and everybody's fears, and so it's hard to detach and just kind of be cold and clinical, because it's such a huge deal. And Trump is so toxic, and it's just something that we've worked so hard to not see manifested. And we really thought that we did this thing, and we did elect Kamala. um well, let's see what you're saying. The divine light clearing prayer is from Ascended Masters group called Melchizedek, as a collective name. Thank you so much. And I have a visualization that I wanted to share with everybody too, that my guides gave me regarding one of the intents of this negative attack. And it's not just from Russia, or it's not just involving Russia, because I see many of the main players of that ilk being involved in dark magic. My pendulum always says she will be inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States. Thank you, Linda. So does mine. Um, Julia, it's always darkest before dawn. I have no doubts that humanity and truth will prevail. It's just a matter of time. It may take days, years of lifetimes, but our history shows that truth comes out. There's going to be a tussle regarding that report. Stupid that they don't want to come in to come out, because what don't we already know? God, if there's stuff in there that we don't know already, then it's pretty explosive. Oh, the guides say, yeah, it is. It will be leaked out if it's not officially out. That's what the guides say. That's the potential for that. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. Um, I don't want to. Maybe I'm not going to look at that right now, because that whole idea freaks me out. But I'll do it later near the date. I'm sure it's not good, whatever it is. But why do they even need to have it? This is the feeling of this steel is just identical and it's the same as what happened 4 years ago with the insurrection. It's an insurrection. It's a coup or an attempt at a coup. That's what we're experiencing with all the the trimmings. Um, yeah, I agree. But that's what the guides say. But we will know. They say the guides say, yeah, we'll know about it. Um, oh, that's a good point. We have to get through President Carter's funeral before they announce anything because chaos will break out in DC. Yeah, I agree. Dark Mother, Trump rally is all about intimidating people. Yeah. See, Sterling Akashic Reader says Kamala will be inaugurated and have 2 terms. Akashic Records. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sterling. Thank you, Marty. Um, this is the other thing, and I asked guides if it's okay to give you this idea for those of you who work with visualization and work with bringing in the Aquarian energies of the energies of light. So let's see. Yeah, I can tell you this. Sounds like I'm superstitious or not. It's just that some things I'm really like respectful of everybody's spiritual work. I don't want to impose my spiritual work or beliefs on anybody else. We all work in different ways. Um, oh, that's interesting. City Girl. Bro, everything's happening as it should. The peaceful transference of power is important. Also, the revelation of the cheating needs to come from other countries that it doesn't have Biden's fingerprints. Um, and yeah, good point. So this is what my guide showed me, is that on a spiritual level, yeah, thank you, maybe Jimmy Carter will be assisting. And I don't know how this sounds to any of you, but this is regarding our sacred geometry. Okay, those of you who study sacred geometry, like the Merkaba and Metatron's cube and the Tree of Life and all of that. So the guides show me that on the larger spiritual cosmic picture, all this all this trauma, all this um, attempt to disconnect us to our higher selves and to put us in despair, and this this extreme misogyny and wanting us to go back to the 1600s or whatever, or 1700s. The truth is that they are trying, that's what the guides say, that they are trying to pull us back to that time. And they're actually trying to reverse time, if that's possible, to reverse our timeline, because the guides say that, and they're working on this like um, with dark magic, um, with with uh, demonic attack, everything like that, or however you want to call it, because they don't want to come into Aquarius, like this whole idea of like we're coming into the age of Aquarius and we're coming into our light bodies and our frequencies are lightening up, and it's all about the light. And these people who are like Putin and Trump and Musk and Thiel and all those people, all of them, they cannot function in the light. They need dense energy to survive, and so they're trying. Their intent is to stop us from going into this new dimension, because if we do go that direction, then they can't really exist in it, or they have to give up so much because they can't take their greed and their hatred and their God knows whatever vices or um, uh, ego with them. So they've conceived of this idea, and these are people who think that there's a viability of going to Mars if the Earth they destroy the Earth. So I would put it past them. And plus, Putin does believe in all this stuff, uh, or uses dark magic. so he would know about this stuff. So what the guides say, I asked the guides, well, if they're trying to do that, if they're trying to spin the world backwards, and if you think about the world going off its axis, and their desire to uh, destroy our environment and take away, any uh, regulations, and they don't want to protect any species, etc. Don't want to protect our water, our air, the uh, the air we breathe. Then the guides say that we can use sacred geometry to protect not just ourselves but the actual earth, so that it is continues in its positive spin. And they show me envisioning the earth in a Merkaba, and ourselves also, that includes ourselves, and to give the angels permission also to be part of this envisionment, part of this protection, and that will really assist whatever they try to do, however they try to do it, will really assist the earth moving forward. And it's not that it wouldn't anyway, I think, but I think that it will make the transition easier, and it will provide um, a lot of protection from whatever they've been doing, to whether it would work or not, to upset that, or put the earth off track. Oh, here, Mel. I haven't been paying attention to the comments as I've been trying to get that out. So sorry about that. Melissa, you're actually right. They're actively trying to shut down the new age of enlightenment to remain powerful. It's actually quite sick and twisted thinking about it. Yeah, absolutely. Because they've been able to have dominance in this last age, but they just can't. It's like the eye of the needle or something. Like uh that's about like the rich man, like he can't fit through the eye of the needle, because the eye of the needle is actually referring to like a passage in Jerusalem, which is really narrow, that he would have to divest himself of his camels and his um, goods to be able to do that, and so it's kind of like that. um, These Piscean age people are like rabid meth skunks in a nest of rattle, yeah, snakes, and that we, the Aquarian age, are trying to corral to keep Earth safer and better. Oh, I'm into that. Love that. Thank you, Linda. Um, so, thank you, Dark Mother. Maybe the actor trying to shut it down will act like a catalyst for change. Um, So if you would, my guides want me to reach out to any of you who do that kind of work of envisionment. And if you could envision the earth protected in a Merkaba, which keeps I know what it is, but I always struggle to explain, especially things like sacred geometry. I think it's negative and positive polarity, like it keeps us in the right polarity, in the right alignment, and allows us to rise to higher um, frequency, and keep in a positive spin, and that includes our the chakra alignment. And if you could do that, and you can also think of other, be creative and think of other ways, to envision protecting the earth. But the Merkaba, I think, is something. Well, the guides gave that to me, so that I think that's a nice and powerful also visualization, and will assist to protect the earth and also protect us. And if you have any other, I think you already have, but any other suggestions, because we need to be active as light workers. That's what we're here for. That's all our um, uh, education, all our life's journeys, everything we've learned uh, through trial and error. Whatever we do through Reiki or energy healing, all of that is coming into play now. We need to empower, feel empowered, I should say. I was going to say empower ourselves, but this is what we can do, is to actively take part in this spiritual, um, uh, I don't like really using war, but it is a spiritual war, to be spiritual warriors, and use what we know, use what we've got, because we are powerful. And they're not counting on that. That's what the other side, they've been wanting to lull us into sleep, into fear. But if we wake up to our power, then, I think it's game over for them. Because light will trump the darkness, and we're coming into the age of Aquarius, and that's where we're called for. I mean, the direction we're called to go. Um, does energy change? We do shift timelines, because then no reader can ever be right. Well, what does right mean, really? Energy changes all the time. It's not about a reader being right. Right. The information comes, or at least for me. Okay, I'm going to step back when I say that, because I am not going to speak for other readers. But I get information from my guides. The guides are always right. However, I hear them, and my emotions can get in the way, or just not understanding, or misunderstanding what they're showing me. But I work on myself every day to be a clear channel, to be able to hear them properly, so I can tell you what I hear. And that's the interplay. And there are definitely, because of free will, yeah, humans, we can, uh, change various um, outcomes, of course, because there's free will. That's what makes humans just crazy making and paradoxical, but also it's a great gift that was given to us, that it's a divine gift. And the angels don't like to interfere with that gift, because we're here in the human experiment to evolve through free will. So that's the conundrum of why, at any given time, if free will is involved, yeah, it could seem to be that way. Maybe a better way to ask questions sometimes is, what is the percentage of that possibility happening? Uh, because if somebody could change their minds through free will, and then the outcome changes. That's not with everything, though. There are some outcomes that are just um, going to happen. They're just as written, as I think Linda G says. Does that make sense? Any other readers here want to um, give their opinion? So what's going on here? So Biden said in an interview that Trump has changed and would be okay. No one mentions that. Oh, in his Midas interview, I never heard it. That, I don't know. That kind of blows my mind that I didn't hear that. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that, I don't know. Maybe that's Biden feeling that, knowing things we don't know. Yeah, I agree with you, Cindy. I'm sorry, Cindy V. Yeah, he's become more evil. Oh, I don't know. But even, even if Biden at that time uh, thought that he had put enough safeguards in, if he hears new material, if he hears threats, the NATO makes public, etc., maybe he would step back from that idea. I don't know. I stopped listening to Midas Brothers because they didn't seem to want to address the steal of the election, and I will never say this election was not stolen. It was. Yeah. I just love those medals he handed out, and pardoning Hunter was precious. Delphinium, gotta love those Scorpios. Yeah, I can't comment on that interview because I didn't hear it. Well, he can't really put more. Oh yeah, he can, right? He can extend the amount of SCOTUS, but I don't know if there's time or not. So, how are you guys coping with your emotions right now? I felt like, yes, it was stolen. Nobody was. Sorry. Yes, it was stolen. Um, Suzanne, yeah, Midas. I had put that. I meant to put Bernie's comment, but based on facts, but at the same time to not even address So there were so many facts about it being stolen, by the way, and just do the math here. Yeah, I know. But I respect that they are based in. They want to be based in fact. I do respect that. I didn't mean to discredit your comment. Um, Ground myself every night so I can sleep. Sleep is challenging for me because I can get to sleep, and then all of a sudden I feel the attack. I think that they attack us, the dark magicians, Putin's magicians. I think they attack us at night, which would be their day. So that would make sense. So Sandy, how do you set boundaries with all this? Um, Melby, no, I never heard of that. Test crealism. I know that like Teal goes around like uh talking about like the superiority of the white race and his hatred of affirmative action and whatever, all of that. He's a peach. That is part of my prayers to sleep with protection. Yeah, mine too. I do ask that every night. Ah, when least expected, scorpions attack. Mimi, I was upset yesterday. Today, I've decided to surrender all fear and trust in Biden's record, trusting who will protect us. I have to let go of my need to know. Yeah, I agree. Because Hillary won. I remember reading on that and my guide saying Hillary won, and she did win. It's just this other stuff where they don't follow democracy and steal our elections. Yeah, I'm not psychic, but I'm waking up every 15 minutes every night with severe heart palpitations and nausea. So definitely, let's all like pray for each other and surround ourselves in light, so we're protected from this negativity because it is out there. Uh, yes, it is out there. And with these lives, I'll try to continue talking about this kind of stuff because I think we need to connect as a community in this way. Because I don't think anybody's really talking. Well, maybe they are. I don't. I don't watch that many other psychics, but uh, how to protect ourselves. And the book that I don't know, shameless self. Uh, what is the word? The word's gone. Um, uh, I was going to talk about the book, and like here I am, kind of this just like self-advertisement, whatever that word is. But it does seem to come up because A Bridge of Light, How to Pray to Angels, that book, and there are many other books. I'm not telling you about my book, but and that it's out on Amazon if you want to. But that book was written to help people connect with the archangels and understand prayer better, so that they could bring in this protection. And I'm working on a second book which is about sacred geometry, and that's how like it came to me, the sacred geometry. My guides reminded me that I had been working on this book. It's about the archangels of protection that protect like uh are the very periphery of our energetic field. And I'm learning about sacred geometry, and I am not like a mathematical person or anything. I'm just channeling the information to hear what they're saying about it. But that's really important. And I know everybody's way ahead of the game than I am about this kind of stuff, but they're showing me how important using sacred geometry is to protect ourselves too, because it keeps us in the right polarity and the right spin, and to have our chakras aligned. That's what needs to happen, so we can not get out of balance, not get disrupted from our polarity, and when that happens, that causes a lot of problems on all levels. Um, Teal here was happening with me several years ago, and I found this it's stress-induced anxiety. So it's really good, like Daniel said, to find something to ground yourself, to be neutral about, or something that brings you joy, uh, just to, as a distraction. and live our our real lives, and take care of things and take care of ourselves. Yes, all this stuff is terrifying and crazy, but we still live our individual lives, and we have to take care of ourselves and not get caught up in. It's like getting caught up in the spin of a tornado. Yeah, let's see, seeing sunshine. Let me put your comment here. I'm feeling Kamala won and is my president. The media is full of shit and I don't expect it. I create my reality. So I am happy and feel calm and content. I try to do that too. That's so funny you said that. I was trying to do that last night. I was like, in my reality, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are my president and my vice president. And that's where I want to be because that's what is true. Um, I love that. Thank you. And it's a miracle that like so many people have like figured out that the media is full of shit. Sorry for swearing. It is. It absolutely is. But a lot of people. It took people a while. I'm not talking about you guys, but it took a lot of people a while to withdraw from it. And I'm just saying that because of the statistic that the action. I'm stuttering here. I'm sorry. The statistic that after the election, like the main media channels, including MSNBC, got like 50% less viewers. 50%. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that's a good prayer. I pray that Dems didn't bow down to threats. It is like negotiating with terrorists. I wouldn't put it past these guys, the MAGA, to have had something planned that was under the radar, and that's what, like I said earlier, um, put Biden and Harris and the whole Democratic Party on alert, and then they just kind of went through with it. Though I don't know, I still wish they hadn't. But there's so much. This is reminding me. I asked my guides like what they wanted to tell you. I always do before I do these lives, and they said three things. Let's see if I can remember them. If not, I'll just ask them again. Um, One was that there's a lot of twists and turns yet to come, even in this, short amount of time. That Biden and Harris have not stopped fighting for our democracy. And what was the third thing? I'm sure that all that was like to stay calm and hold to the light. So were those the three things? I'm asking my guys right now. I use my pendulum when I do that. Yes, we must hold to the light. The fight is not over yet. Um, and many twists and turns still to come that are going to blow our minds. uh, yeah, that could be possible. Boho in Mexico. Maybe Biden told all the Dems to not say anything about protesting the election January 6th because they are not ready to spill the beans. I'm so sure about because of the extra fortification around the Capitol. They thought there was going to be something, or they had warnings of it, and they were trying to shut it down because it was a pretty credible and uh, scary threat. It's the same energy. If I could just talk about energy, it was exactly the same energy as what happened on the 6th and what happened on election day and what happened on the certification day. What are we talking about here? Carol Pack. I heard that. Yeah, I heard like 14. Somebody else in the chat said 21 didn't actually certify. What does that even mean? It is the weirdest election. It is the weirdest like election we've ever had. None of it makes sense. I think that's one of the worst things is it just doesn't make sense. And why would Biden put so much effort into defeating Russia if he was wanting to betray us. He wouldn't do that because it really is, them against us. And so, Putin, he has been instrumental in bringing NATO together. And 22 states didn't upload their certification. Yeah, billions of dollars to NATO, to Ukraine. Why is he doing that? He's doing that to protect the world, from the takeover of fascism, because that's where it comes from. And Putin is not doing very well. Everything he does blows up in his face, literally. And I just read recently that the Ukrainian army is making even more headway in Kursk, which is really close, I think, to Moscow. And uh, Putin is weak, and Syria fell, and Assad was a main ally. And I don't even know what's happened to Assad. I heard the last thing I heard, which was a little while ago, is that there were rumors that he was poisoned or being poisoned. Oh, oh, oh! It says that certifications were present. The website hasn't updated. Okay, thank you. Um, let's keep our vibes high. The coming shift is about resonance, vibration. Is our vibration high or low that determines where we go on the shift? So we need to keep our vibrations high. And this is a huge challenge right now because this is a time of huge uncertainty and people are terrified. And we're watching how not the I don't know if it's the breakdown of our democracy or the potential if Trump gets into power. Like, are we going to have elections again? All those kinds of things. And it's terrifying. We're terrified for ourselves and our friends. Uh, will people get deported? Will our gay friends who are married be allowed to remain married? um, like, is fascism truly, going to be a hell on wheels, on steroids, with this, if Trump gets in? So I still don't see him getting in. I want to say that again. But if he does get in, we have to continue doing spiritual work because it is still a spiritual war. That doesn't stop. Like, we don't just give up because that happens. We have to continue fighting. So what do you think, Sharon? Why was it okay that Trump talks to Putin? Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. There's so many confusing things that have happened. Yeah, I saw Rosie talking about that. Um, so we don't know what's going on behind the scenes either. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff. And the guides did say, well, I can ask them. This would be a good time to ask them. Um, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. And the guy said Biden, it was tongue in cheek when he was talking to Ben Meiselas. The Trump had changed because, yeah, he doesn't really think so. Um, they're doing a lot. They haven't given up. They're trying to put safeguards in place, whatever happens, but maybe they're waiting for NATO to make their move. Now, as I'm asking the guys, I can't say anything for certain because I have too much emotionality that I'm working on every day to help clear myself, to help clear myself. Yeah, to help myself be clear. But it's what I'm hearing. Let's see. So, you guys, do you have any other questions? Oh, there's a lot of comments here I've missed. Yeah, I agree. I mean, people voted for Trump, but many more people voted for Kamala and wanted to see the new reality. I mean, everything that we saw and all the rallies and all the people in line and women, Gen Z, it wasn't a mirage. And their votes, where are their votes? Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things that just kind of didn't happen the way we wanted to. But I have asked the guys, and they did say they feel that Congress really got in the way. The GOP Congress did everything they could to using the power of the purse to stop certain things from happening, and they obfuscated, uh, is obstructed justice. Yeah, well, Putin, I still, well, what good is it to say? But I don't see Putin lasting for much longer. What does anybody else, any other psychics out there, intuitives that like, or just rational people who are, looking at the outcome of Putin right now? I'd be curious. Yeah, yeah, we talked about that LLC. I think it's going to be leaked. Yes, exactly. I agree, Mel. I'm of the opinion that no matter what happens, we need a new approach to dealing with politics besides empty protests. 100%. So we need to stick together as a community and help each other through this time. It is a tough time. I know. So I don't know. It's so crazy. So let me see before I go. Let me see if there's anything else that I can find out from the guides that might be helpful for you. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I think this is exactly my cue. Like segue into this is read you the Sacred Oracle card from my favorite deck right now, Sacred Forest, and maybe this will be helpful. Okay, Guardians of the Land, protection. You are enough just as you are. No matter what has happened or occurred in the past, the truth is that you are absolutely and unconditionally enough as you are. You are loved, you are cherished. Do not be concerned about outside forces and the judgments and expectations of others. You are protected in your own energy field. This card can appear when you need to take steps to protect your energy. While the guardians of the light will help you out, you must also be responsible for your own well being. Envision a protective shield around yourself and around your home. Spend time with people and in the situations that uplift your energy rather than draining it. The spirit of the guardians of the land says, you are safe and surrounded by a protective shield. You are not alone. Your life is guided and protected by higher forces. Within this, you can soar to great heights. Protection. So that is the card that the guides wanted to share with us. Lee, that's okay. You don't have to believe in spirit guides. Um, and they may be. Who knows? I believe in spirit guides because I talk to my spirit guides all the time, but that's just my reality, my world. Well, so I believe in prayer. Yes, pray for a miracle, pray for an intervention. Whatever happens, we're here on earth and we'll get through it. There's always like a twists and turns we don't know about. Whoops, sorry, Dark Mother. I'm trying to get your comment here. Many said Putin would be gone by now. Yeah, I know. I kept on seeing him going, but on the other hand, certainly when the guide started showing me Putin's downfall, that was before he had a downfall. Now he's just. I mean, he's destroyed his economy. If you really look at one of the strengths that Putin has is puffing himself up and making himself seem a lot more powerful than he is. But if you really actually look at what is going on with him, um, it's a disaster because as he becomes more aggressive, he gets things taken away from him. And in this period of time with the war or the invasion of Ukraine, uh, they have destroyed his infrastructure. They have destroyed his ability to uh, the pipelines. Like he doesn't have like much of an army left. I think he's lost over 1 million people, 1 million soldiers, and the ruble I should say is like shot, and it, the people are. I'm sorry for the Russians because there's a lot of poverty there, and he's isolated himself from uh, other countries, and there's all these sanctions on him, and he doesn't really, as much as you think he's powerful, he's powerful through the people, the puppets, the traitors, the people he's managed to corrupt and to own. But in terms of reality, if you look at his country, it's tragic for the Russians. The Russian Federation is like on its last legs, and he's done that. And at the same time, uh, other countries that were dependent on him for oil are now having alternative suppliers. So he doesn't have the kind of sway over them either. And that's one thing our media is not really showing us, but where I find my information online, I love certain shows like The Enforcer. They're two Ukrainian brothers who live in Alabama, and they're just like, it's almost like boots on the ground. Like you're just right there. They're showing you what's going on all over the world, really, or that where there's disruption, like Israel, etc. But they really focus on Ukraine and uh, Anna from Ukraine. She's great, and then there's there's several others. So I'll listen to them to get my news regarding what's going on there. And Ukraine is amazing. I would love to visit it one day. The people are just so brave, and Putin was supposed to, or his brag was he was going to be able to conquer it in like 2 days or something, or 2 weeks, and look where we're at now. So he's destroyed him. Putin has destroyed himself, and what he's counting on is probably Trump, allowing him to plunder our economy and our army to get himself back up again. But I don't think he'll be able to. I just think it's so devastated there that I think it's shot, really. So going back to that observation, well, I think the guides were very right. It was the end of Putin, but in terms of timeline, it wasn't that day, that I asked. It was, several years down the line, and he is ending. At least his regime is ending. So, that's my answer to you, Dark Mother. Just the way that the angels answer us, at least what I think, is that their time is different than our time, and what is a long time for us is a very short time for them. Um, yeah. Oh, thank you, Lullaby. I can't tell you how grateful I am also for this community. I'll see. Yeah, I feel burned out too. So when you feel burned out, you have to do self-care. Use everything you know and learn. And if you don't have a resource, find a resource to get centered. PBJ, lots of energy flying around. Free will recognition only 35% or so accurate because all the variables, oh, I see, that can change the direction and change the outcome. Thank you, Melissa. There is a lot. It's a lot of stuff going on. Doesn't Cosmic Owl, those guys talk about just this time of chaos, right? That we're in. Is resistance in Russia? Oh yeah, there is an active resistance in Russia, fighting against Putin 100%. Maybe, yeah, Carolyn. Maybe they will do him in. Um, I don't know what their plans are, but I don't think he has any place there except maybe going to The Hague. You know, maybe being tried for a million war crimes. Um, on a local congressional level, it's easier to sink a rep selection than a senator. If you can influence 10 people who can influence 10 to replace your representative, that is power. Oh, good point, Delphian. Loves, peace. Thank you, Melissa. Love and light to everyone. Thank you so much. And you too. Oh yeah, we're at the almost at 3 o'clock here. Is there anything else that you want to like? Oh, thank you, Mimi. That the card protection. I thought so too. Um, I thank my guides for that. Um, I love this conversation. I hope you guys show up at my next live. This is fantastic. This community. We'll get each other through whatever happens. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, Melissa, for your work and for this live gathering. Lightworkers, love to you all. All us light workers, we have power and we can shift things on a spiritual level, bringing lower density into higher density, bringing in the light, letting the angel, channeling the angels so they can do their work, giving them permission. Oh, that's a good suggestion. Turn off the news and take a walk. Okay, you guys, I love you. I wanted to say, in terms of Sundays, I'm not sure how. I will get back to doing what I used to do, but right now I think I'm enjoying the lives more, and I think they're more useful. At least because of everything changing. Uh, you know, we can be in the moment doing a live, but I will still be doing my past lives. That's not to say I won't do the kind of thing I used to do. I just don't. I'm not feeling it right now. Uh, we'll see. But I really think the lives are where I resonate the most with right now. Okay, bye bye. Yeah, Carol, music helps. It does. Oh, thank you, Sonia. Okay, bye bye, you guys. Take care. See you later.